Hey, man of the people, that means if you're watching this video, I work for you. If there's something you need to know about this team, a question you want to ask to a player or a coach, let me know and I will do my best to get an answer for you, which leads me to saying we're doing a great job. Everybody's tuning in. A lot of excitement about Bryce Young. That's why I'm doing so much coverage this year. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of training camp. It helps me to get those interviews for players and coaches when I'm a larger channel. So please consider doing so. Today, I was able to secure an interview, and you guys will be seeing that interview very shortly. I wanted to get it up tonight, but wasn't able to. But Jamie Robinson and I talked today. Part of my annual thing, which is try to talk to all the rookies that have been drafted. So be sure to look out for that. Set your bell notifications. I already see some hearts coming, some likes coming. I appreciate it. If you already subscribed, then yes, hit the like button. Panthers Prime Brock podcast says Boss Man. Four says, hey Chris. So hope you guys got a little energy for me if you're watching tonight. If you're watching the rebroadcast, hey, as always, leave your comments. I'll do my best to get those to you. Actually coming to you from the confines of some air conditioning for once. So it's a lot more comfortable for me today at this moment coming to you. But tomorrow we'll be back out on the field. We'll have more videos, more recaps. So stay tuned. So let's go ahead and this is actually the third video of today. Again, I was about to do 4, but I said that's 3 is enough. But the second video was with half of Panther Nation podcast. So Dave and Rashad show. Dave was on with me live earlier today. During that show, I did not go through my play-by-play breakdown, which we all love and like. So that's what this video is about here. Gonna go over the snap-by-snap breakdown, and I have to say this. I'm a one-man person out there, okay? These stats are not 100% super official. They are the best that I could observe and write down notes as quickly as I could from going through practice, okay? I think they're pretty accurate, but again, they're not 100% official stats, all right? So before I get started, let me tell you there's been a transaction by the Carolina Panthers. They added some depth to the linebackers, adding Deion Jones after a workout that he had on Monday, today. So there were going to need to be a corresponding move to make room for him on the roster so they could stay at 90. But again, they signed linebacker Deion Jones. Spent most of his time, predominantly of his career, with the Atlanta Falcons. Most recently, came to us from the Cleveland Browns. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the snap count, play-by-play by myself. All right, so first up, team drills. So Bryce Young was in the shotgun. He had an incompletion. Next play, Bryce is still back there. He's under center, and he would have been tackled by Frankie Louvu. Second play of practice, but though they are in pads, absolutely no contact with a quarterback. Actually, contact today overall was what they call thuds, which means if you're up front, yeah, you can use your pads to kind of make some contact with a guy, but there's no taking players down to the ground. But Louvu had some good penetration on that one. He would have been tackled, but they just kind of blew it dead. Next play, Bryce was in the shotgun. He threw a little pass to Chuba on a short out. He's in the shotgun most of this period. Next play in the shotgun, hit Laviska short left. Next play, Bryce again hits. Bryce hits Tommy Tremble. So we're working the tight end. So I'm going to try to keep track of them live as we're talking. That's one to the tight ends. Hit Tommy Tremble. Next, that's the end of Bryce. Comes in Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton hits. Again, Tommy Tremble. Almost exact same play, short left. So that's 2 for the tight end. Dalton back there in the shotgun. Dalton makes a connection to DJ Chark. And I do want to say this. I have a note here that during this session of team drills, this was their very, very first session, if you will, in pass today. It was about half speed, maybe 3/4 speed. It was not full speed, which they did get into some full speed type action later on in practice. But Dalton again to DJ Chark. Next play, Dalton with a handoff to, and this is where it got tricky for me a few times. Number 5, LaVisca. Number 6, Sanders. Their numbers can look a little bit the same because LaVisca had his jersey rolled up. Now, after a while, I said, okay, LaVisca got some dreads and some other things where I could pick it out. But early on, this is where I might have gotten mixed up. But again, I tried to double check and make sure that I was good. But Dalton with a handoff to Miles Sanders. Next play, Dalton still in the shotgun now. Dalton with a pass to Derek Wright. So that was all that I have from the team drills. Pretty much split even between Andy Dalton and Bryce Young. Bryce with an incompletion in that series, a sack, and Dalton all completions and a handoff. All right, so let's go to the 7-on-7 period. This was back to Bryce Young starting out. Bryce hit Hayden Hurst, so that's 3 that I count to the tight ends. Right, Bryce hit Hayden Hurst, and then Bryce to LaVisca, short left with Shaq defending him. Bryce comes back again, hits Miles Sanders. He kind of ran like a little stop down the, well, not down because you stop, but he ran a stop on the right sideline of the field for that. Bryce then comes to the left side and he hits Raheem Blackshear. And then Bryce comes back, next play, hits Derek Wright again. And then Bryce, on his next play, hits DJ Chark with another good over-the-shoulder, falling back, deep catch. So that was Bryce's last attempt during 7-on-7, where he hit DJ Chark with another great, exceptional pass. Great, even more exceptional by DJ Chark in the way that he tracked the ball. And I wish I could give you a good example because I can't have video of everything. It was doing basically the parts that I'm telling you all, the snap counts or the snap play-by-play. This is when I can't video. Other things before this I could video. There's another video that's up. I invite you to check it out. Great video with highlights. Continue to get feedback, and I love feedback. I can't be the man of the people if I don't like your feedback. This channel is dedicated to you all. Been told for those videos you want a little bit of a wider shot, and I wasn't going too wide initially because I felt like you couldn't see who Bryce was, but I'll do it. And you guys, again, give me your feedback. But the way this pass worked is, and they did it Saturday. It seems like DJ Chark and Bryce have a pretty good connection. But he's throwing deep, and he basically catches it with the ball coming over his shoulder, kind of falling back like this. I mean, he's not running where he catches it like this, which is still pretty good. I'm looking at this, I guess the mic. But he catches it while he's actually falling backwards, and he's still looking like this, and he times it so well on bending his body back, still running forward, but bending back to catch the ball, and it's phenomenal. Wish I had the video of it, but unfortunately, I do not. But that was Bryce's last play in 7-on-7. Next up, Andy Dalton comes back out there. Andy Dalton hits Terrace Marshall Jr. Deep middle pass that he caught. So that was, when I say deep middle, this was probably about 25, 30 yards down the field. Good catch for Terrace Marshall Jr. Anytime I talk to guys one-on-one and kind of get a feel for him, I cheer for him a little extra harder. I'm rooting for Terrace Marshall Jr., but I will be, have to be honest in saying that he's not looking as good as I'd hoped he would look. He's looking fine, but he's looking like he's not going to be a number 1, like he's not going to be number 2. Like he may be part of the rotation, but he doesn't look to be at the top part of the rotation for these wide receivers so far based on what I'm seeing. Next up, Dalton hits Blackshear with a short right. With a short right. Andy Dalton hits Raheem Blackshear. It's a short pass to the running back on the right-hand side of the field. And next play, Andy Dalton to Chuba Hubbard in the middle of the field, short pass. And then the next play, Andy Dalton to Jonathan Mingo. Hadn't seen his name that much. He's also not at the top, but he's a draft pick. He's a rookie, so you don't expect him to, unless he's a first-round pick, to kind of be looking to make an immediate big impact on this wide receiver group. But Jonathan Mingo with a catch there. So Dalton was perfect on his reps. My man, Matt Corral, would like to see him get a little bit more reps. I don't know. Probably wish I could see everybody get more reps that I like, but it doesn't work like that. Probably why I wouldn't be a good coach, right? But Corral came in, hit Shi Smith on a short stop route, and then Matt Corral attempted a deep pass to Josh Vann, and he could not pull it in. So he was 1 for 2. Matt Corral only getting 2 snaps so far, and we're like halfway through what they call individual period. So Matt Corral, 1 out of 2. Just look at 4 more. Look at 4 more. Let me see if I can get this on here. Super chat, $1.99 for 4 more. A rainbow clapperboard with the words "behind the scenes." Yeah. A rainbow clapboard with "behind the scenes." It would be, let me tell you this side note, and I love just being the owner of this channel and being an independent media, because I get to talk about things I want to talk about, and I feel like it gives me the opportunity to be more personal with you all. So Saturday, I took my wife with me down to training camp. So number one, love my family around, wish I could take her with me on the road, but she got a chance to see just how much I run around during training camp, and she just called it hectic. It's a lot of running around, and it's what I love to do. It's just the only way I can be man of the people. But yeah, behind the scenes, if I could provide you one, you would be like, wow, that's chaotic. It's what it is, but I enjoy it. Appreciate the super chat, independent media. Hey, anytime that you all have an opportunity to do so, please consider super chat. And here's something else. For the smaller amounts that you guys want to do, just let's say you want to give me $1, and trust me, they add up. Cash App, CVibe, CVIBE. Use Cash App. I'm going to start to put that in the description as well. Good way to say, hey, appreciate you, Chris. Here's some resources to help you out, because we do need it. All right, continued on to work through these breakdowns of snaps. Next up, Bryce Young. Bryce hit Ian Thomas on what I have is maybe about a 15-yard out. So I forget how many we were at there for the Titans. I think we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're at 4 passes to the tight ends. And I feel like that's a good amount. I feel like that's a really good amount. Bryce then again hit Ian Thomas. Ian Thomas was on the right-hand side, just running a short pattern to the out. So that's 5 passes right now that I have for the tight ends. Bryce then comes back. I said come back, but Bryce never left. Jonathan Mingo with another one. So this is 2 catches so far on the day for Jonathan Mingo. That was on the short outside to inside. So he started on the far right, was coming in across. Bryce connected with him, making the completion on that play. And then we have an appearance by Damiere Byrd. He connected with Bryce. Coming into the middle, a little low. Should have been caught, but it wasn't. So that's an incompletion that Bryce had there to Damiere Byrd, one of the guys that you have to figure is going to be on the bottom part, looking in, hoping to make this team, probably counting on some kind of special teams performance. They did do a lot of special teams today. They actually started the day out with special teams. Where I positioned myself to get video, I couldn't really see it well. And so I made the sacrifice of not being able to see special teams that well, figuring you guys probably didn't want clips of that. So that I was in position to get all the Bryce Young clips that you were able to see. But Damiere Byrd is a guy that you probably figure is going to be counting on some special teams to make the roster for sure. And then maybe he'll pick up some steam and be able to get some plays. But again, this was a little low, but it came into him well. He got his hands on it pretty good, but wasn't able to pull it in. Came back, Damiere Byrd got hit, connected with a pass from Andy Dalton in the middle of the field, and then next play I have for Andy Dalton would be him connecting with Derek Wright. Andy Dalton to Derek Wright, a short pass that there was a connection on. All right, so now we're going to go into the team period. Man, there's lots of plays being run these days. All of these are going to be first part of our Bryce Young. So Bryce Young with the connection to, it was overthrown. Bryce Young overthrown to to Jonathan Mingo. I was about to say DJ Mingo. Bryce again, deep ball. It was a deep out. And Mingo had the ball overthrown. He didn't really have a chance to catch it. Next play, Bryce had a handoff to Chuba. Defense was playing pretty good today. He didn't have really any place to run. Chuba didn't on that handoff. Next play was a handoff to Blackshear up the middle. He seemed to have a little bit of room. Next play was Bryce to LaVisca, 15 yards down the field, kind of set down on his route. Now they're out near the numbers. Caught that one. And then Bryce went into the shotgun on the next play. And hooked up with Hayden Hurst. I think that's 7 now to the tight ends. This was a laser tight pass. This was a really good pass to see from Bryce. I've seen him several times where you can't really see Bryce too well. You're like, he's in there. And then you see him boom and boom. And he like moves quick, shuffles quick, throws quick, needle pass down the middle of the field right to Hayden Hurst. It was a nice performance in my opinion on his part to get that ball off, thread the needle to get that ball with a little bit of juice on it down to Hayden Hurst. Next up, Dalton came in with a handoff to Chuba. Then Dalton ran a shotgun with a handoff to Miles. Dalton in a shotgun hit Blackshear down the sideline. Definitely would have been a TD if this was like a little down out and up swing from the swinging up to the running back, and I couldn't really see what the defender was doing the whole time. I don't know if he just bit on the swing part of the out, and then when he cut it up, he just couldn't keep up with him. But it was really well thrown by Andy Dalton as well. Certainly, the real game would have been a touchdown pass to the running back from the backfield. Next play, Andy Dalton, he was making an audible some way. I guess maybe getting the line set up pretty good, but the play ended up being blown dead for a reason that I'm not too aware of. Just got a comment that came up from Pops. What's going on, Pops? Pops says, where's the film of that Hurst catch? So, which Hurst catch are you talking about? So, here's what I have to say about the catches and film of things. I can only film the first part of practice, which is individual. If you want to see that, it's on the channel. Look at the prior video to this one today. Bryce Young, I forget what I titled it, and you'll see all the video footage that I was able to get. So basically, and I have the most footage of practice that's out there, the most footage. So if you don't see it in that prior video, that means it was taking place during a period where I am not allowed to record. So I'm not allowed to record the full entire practice. I never will be allowed to record the full entire practice. And once the season starts, you will not see video footage of the game from me. That's just the rules, all right? So just want to let you all know about those expectations. All right, continuing to move on down the list. Andy Dalton in the shotgun, short out, and it was incomplete. He threw it too far, did not give the receiver a chance to catch that one. Then, who do we have here? We have Matt Corral back into the game. Crowd goes wild. So Corral comes in. He has a handoff to Spencer Brown. And then Corral's next play, he was in the shotgun, short little dump to Spencer Brown. Next play, Corral's in the shotgun. Out of the shotgun, he hits Derek Wright. Quick short out, and that was ran to the left of the field. Corral under center with a handoff to Blackshear, and then Corral under center with a handoff to Spencer Brown. Corral does go into the shotgun. You can see that he wanted to go deep on this one, but then he came back to hit Shi Smith as Shi was crossing the middle of the field. A little high and behind him, so he kind of did one of these things. And this was actually an incompletion by Matt Corral on that play right there. And that would be the last that you would see of Matt Corral. So Matt Corral had about 2, 4, 6, 7 plays or so today. I see one of the comments here that says, I still think Corral has potential. I do too. I don't know how much of a chance he's going to get to show it, because of Bryce Young needing to get so many snaps, because of Andy Dalton getting a lot of snaps. I really thought we'd see him getting more snaps in training camp, because they're saying he's probably going to take a lot of snaps during games. But I guess that's where they're working it out. You know, the compromise is get Andy Dalton all the snaps so we can know that he's good and he knows the playbook. But then on the game days, since we know that Andy Dalton's a veteran, we'll give Corral his opportunity to get some snaps in game time. So it'd be really interesting to see how Matt performs during those preseason games, because I mean that's his practice and play all in one, and he needs to make the best of it to give himself an opportunity with the Panthers or any other team in this league. All right, let's go to next. Moving on, Bryce Young comes in. He has 4 wide at this time, and in that 4 wide, the ball ends up going to a tight end, Hayden Hurst. And this was also the first time that I heard Bryce Young with a hard count. And it was cool to hear it, because so many times you hear Bryce with that soft-spoken voice. It doesn't sound like he's shy or anything, but it's just like a soft-spoken, easygoing voice. And to hear his hard count, yeah, it sounded legit, thorough. I really think personally some guys twist a little bit off sides. They don't have referees out there right now. It wasn't like a big one, but it's like, hey, I think somebody moved. But Bryce Young does have a hard count, and I think it's a pretty good hard count. All right, continue to move on. Bryce with a handoff to Chuba. And then Bryce, what do we have here in my notes? I got Bryce hitting Adam Thielen. And this was a deep crossing in the middle of the field play. Well, I say deep, but it was about 15 to 20 yards down the field. And it was a nice looking ball as well. Bryce in the shotgun, hand off to Chuba. Bryce in the shotgun was essentially sacked. But, I say essentially in that they can't sack him right now. Whistle's blown. And you hear Coach say, easy, easy, stay off. They're definitely making sure that guys know, like, hey, just blow it. Now, they're not that bad, but they definitely continue to emphasize easy. Do not accidentally hit our quarterbacks right now. The Coach Wright said he feels like the guys are doing a pretty good job of that right now. Next play, Bryce to Terrace Marshall, great catch coming across the middle, extending out to make the catch and falling, keeping the ball through contact on the ground. Dalton came in for a few more possessions with a handoff to Spencer Brown. Dalton then with a handoff to Miles Sanders. Dalton in the shotgun hits Derek Wright. Then Dalton with a handoff to Raheem Blackshear. And Dalton to a wide open running back. Which running back was this? It's been a long day. It's almost 12 o'clock. But I'm here making sure you guys get this information. Giovanni Ritchie was who he hit. Then Bryce with a handoff. I don't know what happened to my numbers here. Looks like Bryce with a handoff to Miles Sanders. Bryce with a shotgun handoff. Looks like they're running a hurry up. And then Bryce connected to Ian Thomas. He tried to connect it to him, and there was a little bit of a slide arm. It was a little bit of one of those things. And it was incomplete. So it looked like they were trying to run a 2-minute offense right there toward the end of practice. They didn't score. Last play was incomplete. And so now you're going to continue to see them building on things. And as they do, as they continue to build, as they continue to change up things, invite you to tune in. All right, I'm going to keep you updated on everything regarding this Carolina Panthers team during this training camp, and I hope you enjoy it. Comments, feedback is always welcome. Help me continue to grow. Super chats are needed and welcome. Cash App, it's also a way to get some donations to us. C-Vibe is a way to do that. That'll be in the description. Time to wrap it up. Get ready for bed because got to head down to Spartanburg in the morning. Michael Biddy, appreciate what you do, brother. Keep it up. Love the content. Michael, appreciate you, man. And if you're ever at training camp, if you ever cross the path of anybody watching, please say hello because you all are what make this whole channel grow. Without you, absolutely, there is no me. Everybody, hope you enjoyed it. Till tomorrow, Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte Vibe.